everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play You're Beautiful by James Blunt. Now, I often see this song advertised as an easy 4-chord song. You just play the same progression over and over again, but there are a few twists and turns. There's a couple spots where we have to do something different. So we're going to approach this very thoroughly and, get every little bit of it. And if along the way you find you need some extra help, I have a free ebook. It's completely free for all my subscribers that goes over all the basics of chords and strumming and putting it all together. You'll find a link. You can get your copy down below. I also have a complete beginner's course that takes you from absolute beginner to confident strummer. It helps you build up your rhythm and learn all the shapes and everything that you need to play all your favorite songs. So you can check that out as well. I'll put a link down below for that too. Otherwise, we're going to get started with the chord shapes. First, we have G, then D, E minor, and then C. And that's the main chord progression for this song. It's also the main chord progression for like 100,000 songs. I made a video on all the most common chord progressions, and this one is number one because it's the most common chord progression ever. It's definitely worth learning. Let's take a little bit of a deeper look into the chord switching. Starting off on G, when we go to D, we can leave our ring finger down. And then when we switch to E minor, we could just move those two fingers and we remove our ring finger. Going from E minor to C, we leave our middle finger down. So that makes it a little bit simpler when you have those little tricks. And that's the kind of stuff I go over in my free ebook as well as my complete beginner's course. So please check those out if you'd like extra help with that. Now we're going to take this chord progression and we're going to strum it using downstrokes only, just so we can get used to the switching, counting it out. Starting off on G, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 3, 4. One more time through the entire chord progression. 3, 4. G. Cool. Now before we move on and learn the rest of the song, let's take a look at the strumming pattern. It goes like this. I'll do it slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It goes root, root, down, down, up. And root is just a tiny little stroke aimed at the thicker strings of that chord shape. So for G and E minor, it's right there. For C, it's in the same area, but you want to be careful. You want to have your ring finger lightly touching the underside of the thickest string to mute it. And then for D, I like to put my thumb touching the thickest string. You can just aim a little bit higher, aim for that zone as well. That works too. But basically, it's just a tiny little downstroke aimed at the thicker strings to give us kind of like a bassy sound and add some dynamics, some variations in volume and feeling to our strumming pattern. But as far as the actual strokes are concerned, this one's really straightforward. Beat 1 and 2 are root, root. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then beat 3 and 4 are down, down, up. 1, 2, down, down, up. 1, 2, down, down, up. And when you put that all together, you get 3, 4. Root, root, down, down, up. Root, root, down, down, up. And if that root thing is too much for you, you can just do downstrokes there. You could just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that case, you just count out loud 1, 2, 3, 4. Beats 1, 2, and 3, those are just downstrokes. Beat 4 is a down up. And it's pretty straightforward in that manner. And if you need help getting your rhythm together, if you find yourself struggling to feel the beat, that's what I do in my complete beginners course. I have a whole section where we work on so many things, clapping exercises and all these things without even using the guitar, designed to get you feeling the rhythm internally. And then we pick up the guitar and we just add some downstrokes and upstrokes. Once you can feel the beat, it's no problem doing the rest of that. The mechanics aren't really that tricky. So, that's my advice to you, is don't focus on the mechanics as much as the actual counting and all that stuff. Anyways, that's our strumming pattern. Now we're going to add it to our chord progression. We're going to play it 2 times per chord shape, starting on G. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Nice. So I would focus on getting that, the chord progression with the strumming pattern. And once you're feeling comfortable with that, all we have to do to learn the rest of the song is kind of just rearrange that stuff, play this chord a couple extra times and so on and so forth. The next section I want to go over is the verse. And the verse starts with that exact chord progression. And then when we go to play it again, instead of finishing with C, we finish with E minor. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to play through it now. You can try it with me, or you can just watch, see what happens, and then try it with me after. It's very similar to what we just did. Here's the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw we stay on E minor. So go through that as many times as you need to. It's basically the same as our chord progression, except instead of going to the C chord, we repeat the E minor chord. Now we're going to take a look at the chorus, and the chords are a little jumbled up here. We're not doing our chord progression anymore. We're using the same stuff. There's one extra little thing, and that is we're going to be coming from a G chord, and then we're going to go play G over F sharp, which sounds complicated, but actually we just lift these 2 fingers. We put our index on the 2nd fret of the thickest string, and that's our G over F sharp. So there's going to be one point where we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, we're just using the chord shapes that we're already familiar with. So since this section's so much different than our chord progression, let's practice it with downstrokes only so we can focus on the switching, focus on how many times we're playing each chord for, and we can count it out nice and smoothly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. C. So go through that as many times as you need to until the chord switching feels nice and comfortable. And then we can add our strumming pattern to that. And it's a little bit different here. We're going to be doing it pretty much one time for most of the chord shapes. And then when we get to that G and G over F sharp part, we're going to go down, down, up on each of them. So let's just practice. Let's isolate just that part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up. One more time. 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up. And now we can add the strumming pattern. And I want to use my metronome just so we can make sure we're doing this smooth and steady. I've set my metronome to 88 beats per minute. A nice medium, slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Nice. So there's just one other section, the bridge, and it's pretty short. It requires one new chord shape, A minor. Let's just jump right in and try it with the strumming pattern. It's not too tricky. It's mostly just C and E minor back and forth. Starting off on a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can always just rewind, try that as many times as you need to until it feels comfortable. And at this point, we've gone over all the different components that make up the song, and all we have to do is figure out how to put it all together. The song starts off with an intro, and we basically play the most common chord progression ever 3 times. Then we have our verse, then the chorus, just like we practiced those sections. And then we do our intro. We just play the chord progression 1 time, G, D, E minor, C. Then we have another verse, just like the first one. And then for the second chorus, it's identical, except at the very end, we play G with our strumming pattern 2 times. So we add that to the end. We just add that to the end. Then we have our bridge, and then the final chorus. And the final chorus is pretty similar, but it's different enough that I think I should play through the entire thing just so you can see how it goes. We kind of just repeat a couple extra sections of it. And it's kind of confusing if I say how it goes. I'd rather just show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. Those are all the parts that make up this tune. If you'd like a full playthrough where I play through the entire song from start to finish, just like it is on the recording, that's available on my Patreon page. I'll put a link down below for that. And if you need any extra help with the components that make up this song, you know, chord switching, the strumming pattern, building up your rhythm, there's my free ebook, which you can get your copy down below. And I also have my complete beginner's course, which will guide you through that entire process. There's a link down below for that as well. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to help support the channel. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.